Before you hire a financial advisor, there are a few questions you really want to ask upfront because the right advisor can help you make smarter decisions with your money, retirement, taxes, and long-term goals.
But the wrong fit can leave you paying confusing fees, getting generic advice, or working with someone who may not be required to put your interests first.
In this video, we'll walk through the most important questions to ask before hiring a financial advisor,
Including how they get paid, whether they're a fiduciary, what services they actually provide, and how to know if they're the right fit for your situation. Let's get started.
Hiring a financial advisor can feel overwhelming, especially because there are so many titles out there. You'll hear terms like financial advisor, wealth manager, investment advisor, financial planner, retirement planner, and broker.
Some advisors focus mainly on investment management. Others help with retirement income planning, tax strategy, estate planning, insurance, budgeting, or a full financial plan. So before you hire someone, it helps to ask the right questions. Here are some of the most important ones.
Question 1. Are you a fiduciary? This is one of the biggest questions to ask. A fiduciary financial advisor is required to put your interests ahead of their own when giving advice. That matters because not everyone who calls themselves a financial advisor is held to the same standard in every situation.
Some professionals may be allowed to recommend products that are considered suitable, even if they are not necessarily the best or lowest cost option for you.
So ask directly, are you a fiduciary at all times? And if the answer is yes, ask if they're willing to put that in writing.
This question helps you understand whether the advisor is legally and ethically obligated to put your best interests first.
Question 2. How do you get paid? The next question is about compensation. Financial advisors can be paid in different ways. How do you get paid, and are there any other fees or commissions I should know about? A good advisor should be able to explain their compensation clearly, without making it feel complicated or uncomfortable. Question 3. What services are included? Not all financial advisors do the same thing. Some mainly manage investments. Others build a broader financial plan that may include retirement income, Social Security timing, tax planning, Roth conversions, insurance review, estate planning coordination, charitable giving, or business owner planning. So ask, what services are included in your fee? You'll also want to ask how often you meet, whether you receive a written financial plan, and whether the advisor helps update that plan over time. This is important because two advisors may charge similar fees but provide very different levels of service. One might simply manage your portfolio. Another might help coordinate your overall financial life. Before you hire anyone, make sure you understand what you're actually getting. Question 4. Who do you typically work with? A good advisor for one person may not be the right advisor for someone else. Some advisors specialize in retirees. Some work with business owners. Some focus on high-income professionals, widows, federal employees, teachers, physicians, or people preparing to sell a business. So ask, what types of customers do you typically work with? This helps you figure out whether the advisor understands your specific situation. For example, someone who is 5 years from retirement may need very different advice than someone in their 30s trying to build wealth. A small business owner may need different planning than a W-2 employee. And someone already retired may need help turning savings into income, managing taxes, and reducing the risk of running out of money. You want an advisor who has experience with people like you. Question 5. What is your investment philosophy? Before handing someone your money, ask how they think about investing. Do they believe in long-term diversified portfolios? Do they actively trade? Do they use individual stocks, mutual funds, ETFs, annuities, alternatives, or a mix? How do they think about risk? How do they decide when to make changes?
Ask, what is your investment philosophy, and how would you build a portfolio for someone in my situation? You don't need to understand every technical detail,
but you should be able to understand the overall strategy in plain English. If the explanation sounds overly complicated, salesy, or focused on chasing returns, that may be a sign to slow down and ask more questions. Question 6. What credentials and experience do you have? Credentials do not guarantee that someone is the right fit. that they can help you understand their training and background. You may see designations like CFP, which stands for Certified Financial Planner, or CFA, which stands for Chartered Financial Analyst. There are also tax, insurance, retirement, and estate planning credentials. Ask, what credentials do you hold and what do they mean? Also ask how long they've been advising people and whether they have experience with situations like yours. You can also look up an advisor's background through public databases to check for registration status or disciplinary history. This is your money, so it's reasonable to do your homework. Question 7. How will we communicate and how often? The relationship matters. Ask how often you'll meet, whether meetings are in person or virtual, and whether you can reach out between scheduled reviews. You may also want to ask who you'll actually be working with. Sometimes the person you meet at the beginning is not the person handling most of your questions later.
Ask, who will be my main point of contact, and how often will we review my plan? This helps set expectations early. You don't want to assume you'll have ongoing access and then later find out communication is limited.
Question 8. What happens if I decide to leave? This is a question many people forget to ask. Before you hire an advisor, ask what happens if you choose to move your accounts or end the relationship. Are there cancellation fees? Are there surrender charges tied to any products? Will your investments be easy to transfer? Ask, if I decide to leave, what does that process look like? A trustworthy advisor should not make you feel trapped. You should understand the costs, paperwork, and timeline before you commit. The big idea is this. Don't hire a financial advisor just because they seem friendly, knowledgeable, or confident. Ask direct questions. They should be able to explain their answers clearly in plain English without pressure. And if you're comparing advisors, a free advisor matching service can be a helpful place to start.
Services like WiserAdvisor can help connect you with financial advisors so you can begin asking these questions and comparing your options. We've included a link in the description, and you can also scan the QR code on screen to learn more.
Before making any decision, take your time, compare your options, and make sure the advisor's approach fits your goals, your values, and your financial situation. If you have a specific question you'd like me to answer in my next video, feel free to comment down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.